Welcome back, Vol fans. Bob, it's bow time.
It is. We're going to go over a few things about the game coming up, about what we're hearing about, freshman players, freshmen that's not on campus yet. Some are. The ones we've got coming in, a lot of young players. We're going to talk about a lot.
It's going to be youth today.
Yeah, a lot of youth and a lot of little notes about players, but a lot of what we'll be talking about is either young players on our team currently or will be on our team next year.
Right. This is a youth episode.
Yeah.
And before we get started, Bob, should we take a moment of silence for Florida State? I mean, look, if we got screwed out of the playoffs, I'd be upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. I'm not for them. Now, I wish Georgia could have lost. Screw Georgia too.
Right.
But they didn't. It is what it is. So, sorry, fellas.
Yeah, sorry.
Sucks to be you today.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to the only color that counts, Bob, the orange.
Yeah.
And quickly, I know everybody's talked about Nico, but want to throw your 2 cents worth what you're looking for out of Nico tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, after hearing some people talk and stuff, I've wondered why Nico ain't grew up. A lot of other people have too. Why Nico hasn't played much this year? Why didn't he take over for Joe? I mean, there's a lot of people think he should have. And I'm not saying I was one of them, and I might have been at times. Sometimes I didn't. I was kind of wavering kind of back and forth on that. But I think probably the biggest reason why I heard probably was Nico didn't play against. I mean, his scheme really didn't have him.
You talking about in high school?
In high school, reading defense. It was a lot of kind of almost backyardish kind of. I mean, it was snap the ball. You've got guys running this formation, running these routes. But as far as him reading defenses and stuff, they didn't ask him to do hardly any of that. So I think he was having to learn. Yeah, probably a little bit behind on that. Smart kid. I believe he's very smart. And I think he is.
He had a lot to learn.
A lot to learn. So I think that's one thing to look forward in Saturday's game, Monday's game is how does he handle that? And with any freshman, you're always concerned about ball security. But that's a big thing about Nico to watch for the game. How does he handle? Because I'm sure I was going to throw some different looks at him.
Well, you would think so. I mean, and Nico, like you said, on the ball security, sometimes it's best to take a sack, throw the ball away, don't force into coverage. A lot of things that talented young quarterbacks have a tendency to do. So find out how well he's actually taken coaching. And as well as some of these other young guys we're going to talk about, they've all had youth can bite them. I mean, I think these guys, they run fast, they jump high, they look good in shorts, but there's a reason you go over fundamentals every day in practice. So let's see who has paid attention. And but I mean, Nico obviously the headliner, Bob.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of young guys that we're going to see in this game that I'm going to be honest, I'm really excited about seeing a couple of them.
Well, a position group that I'm going to watch probably about as much as anything and pay attention who's making plays and who's not is in the secondary. I mean, we're going to have Ricky Gibson, a freshman.
Should be starting the corner.
Should be starting the corner. You're probably going to see John Slaughter a lot at safety.
We're really looking forward to seeing him too.
I heard this time last year about how great an athlete he was and how he kind of jumped out as far as being an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm assuming too, he's probably adjusting to the mental side of things.
Oh, Lord.
And so I'll be interested in seeing what he looks like running around out there.
Yeah.
You also have Jordan Matthews probably going to play a lot. Christian Conyers. Jordan Thomas, I think, is going to get the start. I can't remember if it's nickel or safety. And so you're going to get a lot of young guys in the secondary.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to them. Think about this. Look, once again, fundamentals. Don't bite on some double moves.
Yeah.
Don't give this team that has got a broken leg on offense. Don't give them
an easy
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play tight coverage though.
Yeah. Don't give them no first downs. I mean,
I don't want to go out there and watch Ricky Gibson.
I don't want to see Ricky of Florida.
Exactly. I don't want to see 15-yard
cushions on 11 yard on 3rd and 11.
Yeah, especially on a guy that runs 4.640.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You're 100% right.
plate tight coverage on these guys who doesn't have elite speed. I mean, that's the reason why you give a guy cushion is a guy who you're afraid is going to run right past you. You know what I mean?
There's not going to be a whole lot of guys. I'm not saying, I think I always got one guy I would constitute as a speed guy, but beyond him, um, I'm 100% with you on that.
Yeah. Another freshman look for in this game is Cam Selden, which the coaching staff is
They're
love
believers.
with. Yeah, they're big time believers in him. So, and I have been too. If you've watched any of our videos, I've singing his praises before the season started. I thought he would have showed up a little bit more at this point.
Well, you know what? It's hard to get a fourth running back into the mix, and we don't know about his fundamentals either. Ball security and pass pro will keep you on the bench quicker than anything.
Well, and he's a player who's learning position. I mean,
he was wide receiver in high school.
Yeah, so you can imagine he's probably behind pass pro, which will get you on the bench faster than anything. Protection, which will probably the other thing that'll get you on the bench quicker than anything.
Well, you just said both of them.
What'd I say?
You said pass pro get you on the bench faster than anything.
And then that's protection.
And then you go.
Oh yeah.
You said pass pro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The two things that'll get you on the bench quicker than anything: pass protection
and messing this shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the two things will get you. Right. The two things will get you on the bench quicker than anything: bad pass protection and bad ball security.
Yes, then they will. And for him, I mean, he's still trying to learn. When it comes to following blocking, which seems like, well, you just do that. Well, no, you got to learn. Particularly zone blocking. How many? First off, how many high schools do it?
Right.
On a consistent basis, and it don't matter if his high school did it or not. He wasn't a running back, so.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I mean, we pointed out that Wright, for once, this year, one big difference between him was his patience. And a lot of that's one thing that it's hard to teach running backs. They like to want to use their natural ability. Is sometimes it's okay to hesitate. Sometimes you need to jet through that hole.
Sometimes you do, and other times just be patient. And that's one thing you write. I mean, there's times I was thinking, why did you stop? Yeah,
go.
But then it's like, well, I guess that's why, because he just ripped off a 20-yard run.
Yeah. But I think that's a big factor in this game is how do the freshmen play, and mainly the big mistakes.
Yeah.
The interceptions, fumbles, blown coverages, missed tackles.
Yeah, missed tackles for the secondary.
I mean, that's
it's fundamental day.
Yeah. That's going to go a long way, in my opinion. Blown. Well, I think if we don't make mistakes, we don't throw interceptions, we don't fumble, we don't get missed coverages, where you just, guys running wide open. I think we win this ball game, and we may win it, a couple scores.
Yeah. Don't help Iowa out. Make them beat you.
Make them earn it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how much their offense can earn.
Right. A few other things, players that's not currently playing in this game that we want to mention. Currently, Braylon Staley, a freshman wide receiver, I reckon has looked fantastic so far. I mean, he was a highly rated guy, top 100 type guy, but apparently he's looked even better than that so far at practice. Limited ability. Another player who we knew we had that was really good, but apparently he's maybe looked even better than they anticipated. Boo Carter, safety, punt returner, guy who's probably going to see a little bit of touches on offense because he's just too good an athlete not to.
Yeah, he looked at everything that we hoped he's going to look at so far.
Mm-hmm. Another wide receiver that looks good is Mike Matthews. He's looked good, and he's limited practice with us and at the Under Armour practices. So far, he's looked really good.
We may have another episode a little bit on these Under Armour and some of these other high school all-star games. We've got multiple players in them. We've got Jordan Ross down there who's looking outstanding, I reckon. We've got Peyton Lewis, who is noticeably larger. He's gained weight. And I think these stand out back on either team that's in practice.
Right. Very early on, though, but yes, I think he's looked great, I reckon.
Yeah.
Passing the eye test.
Yeah, did so.
Yeah. Anybody else, Tim?
Well, I mean, we've got another target. Well, we've got more guys down. We've got 5 guys. But one's just popped my mind right now is one that down there that isn't a commitment, and that's Dominic McKinley.
Yeah, we're after him heavy. I'm thinking, based off some stuff we've heard, They might be throwing some NIL money toward him, trying to convince him to come our way.
Well, I think there's no doubt with throwing it. It's just that the amount. I think the amount might be pretty huge. Dylan Stewart, the 5-star defensive end that committed to South Carolina this week, said that 2 teams made a real push at him before signing day, Tennessee being one of them. And my feeling is probably that once the Jordan Seaton thing fell through, that freed up a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they try to get Mr. Stewart's attention.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're dangling some of that Seaton money to McKinley, because we've kind of struck out at defensive tackle at the high school level this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be not only a 5-star stud, he's at a position of need that we've struck out on. So that's worth a bunch of NIL.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt if we don't get another pretty decent player, either a high school recruit like McKinley or transfer, because I think we've got some money there, and somebody like Stewart from A&M, the wide receiver, he's not out of the possibility there. I think probably less than a 50% chance according to Austin Price right this moment, but it sounds like it's close to 50% chance. And he'd
Well,
be
I think I've read some things recently. I've not put it at 50.
Okay.
It's like it's cooling off, but that it's that stuff could change on a moment's notice.
Oh yeah, and I think they've all said that. When it comes to before, it was all about relationships and a build-up, generally, of relationships. One thing that would change sometimes of a big-time program like Alabama, Georgia, somebody like that jump into a kid's recruitment, that could change things all of a sudden. Now, the thing that changed things for kids, hey, so-and-so just offered me an extra $50,000, $75,000, $100,000.
Well, it is that, and when you're dealing with transfers, there's no time to build relationships. You've got to show them what you can offer them, both in scheme, opportunities to make it to the next level, and current NIL.
Yeah.
If you've got some existing relationships, like we do with Evan Stewart, that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
But this is such a quick, tight schedule that you don't have time to become that guy's best friend.
Right.
But, leading back into anyone else down at the Under Armour that we want to mention real quick?
Only other thing I can remember was fact that, unfortunately, Williams Nawari has looked like the best player out there on the field. The guy that we came very close to getting that went to Missouri. So I always kind of pay attention to guys that we almost get follow their careers and just hope they don't succeed. I mean, I'm just kidding.
Well, in this day and time, you never know when you're going to have a shot at them again in 2 years. Or
Used to, you could be like, hey, screw you, see you later. You missed out. Now it's like, hey, how you doing? Next year, when you find out you made the wrong choice, holler back at me.
Yeah. Well, I always thought it was a mistake that if some college coaches sometimes got a little butt hurt.
Yeah.
When they wasn't chosen. Kentucky's got a guy that's kind of famous for that.
Oh yeah.
That he'll go to social media and whine sometimes when he gets left at the altar, but
yeah,
that's not the thing to do anymore.
No,
it was
really
never. It was never the thing to do. But
it never was. But I'll be honest with you.
Now it's gonna back you in the ass.
I'd probably be that guy. I'm probably that guy. I mean, there's 2 things I've noticed that would keep me out of coaching, besides not knowing enough about football. Is
I'm gonna guess one of them.
Okay, what's one of
them? They look down upon assaulting referees.
Yes, I mean it's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. Maybe or try to arrange a hit. Maybe I don't know. That might be too far. But saying something about referees post game press conferences would be one of them,
and their mothers.
Yeah, and saying something about these kids, man, when they just sit there and lie to you, and you put all kinds of hours, making phone calls to these kids at night when you're with your family, and you spend and invest in all these hours with these kids, and some of them just totally misleading you right up to the point of, committing to the other school.
Quite honestly, though, that runs both ways. I have seen a couple of instances where I believe Coach Heupel has decided not to get into the recruitment of a couple of individuals in the transfer portal due to the way those people acted. Just like you're saying right now.
Yeah.
They're like, not worth it.
Yeah.
You're good, but
yeah,
I've got team chemistry and to worry about.
Right. But I think that's about all, guys. We'll have another video here in a couple of days. And
Go Big Orange, let's kick that Iowa Hawkeyes ass.
that's right. Go Vols.
Vols.